Good morning, everybody. Well, at the end of the day yesterday, I thought we'd see some follow through, maybe in a meaningful way to the downside. Reason was, interest rates had this reversal day. Hit this pivot low. Yesterday things gapped up, so interest rates gapped down. Things kind of hung out there for a while, and then they gave back their gains slowly, or it eroded during the day. And interest rates went up. So it was like, okay, we've got this little retest and reversal here, converging moving averages. If it can clear these highs, up, markets go down. Simple. Well, no, markets are down a bit. They were down a little more than they are now. And actually looks like the Qs are actually up a little bit. They were down. Get to that. But interest rates gap down. And it's just news, and more disgusting flip-flopping news. And I'm sure you heard the latest, basically China is now seeing Trump flip-flop around, and, they're sticking him like a fish on the deck, flopping around there. And it's like, back off on the whole thing. So who knows? It's political bullshit games, and we're not done with the bullshit. What else more can I say? So, and interest rates are down here. So if we stick to our foundational information, and so breadth is improved, but the market's still within this trading range, and it got rejected yesterday. And so the rejection initially is somewhat, normal, right? So this was the April 9th day, the news, right? Oh, we're not going to do this tariff stuffs, not like we said. But anyway, okay. So big rally day up. And since then, most markets have been in a trading range. Some are lower, like the Magnificent Seven, the MAGS ETF, that's down near the low. This is in the upper part of the 50, the wide range bar got rejected yesterday near that high. Comments yesterday were, with SPX, big whole number there, uh, big open interest. Look at call spreads. It's not likely to get through it. And it didn't. Right? It didn't fall significantly, but, a little topping tail day. So now we've got an unfilled gap down below to deal with. If things are really bullish, I would say by the end of the day tomorrow, that gap doesn't get filled. It's either trading above today's range or trading somewhere around here, but doesn't get filled. So that's one of the things to look for. As I said, breadth is improved. A sentiment had reached in the, I guess, intermediate term, a historical bullish extreme, meaning it, this coming down as far as it has. Traders were believing a crash was coming. This is where our internals on the 7th reached an extreme. And so we were looking, okay, some kind of low to form. And then the news came out and this ridiculous bar formed, right? And things have gone nowhere. So sentiment has neutralized from where it was. So it doesn't really give us any advantage at this point, right? Not an extreme down here, and it's not an extreme up there. So not much more to go on as far as that goes. Um, Qs. I saw Texas Instruments was up after hours and something else, a couple of, I think LRCX. So a little bit of a plus there. Um, so the Qs are up. IBM is down. Okay. But that's more of a, you know, AI kind of thing at this point, you know. And so the AI guy, Sam, whatever his name is, I think he stepped down as CEO. That was up yesterday with everything else, but nothing of significance happening there either. So Q's got rejected from the top of the range. Um, Unfilled gap down below, up near the pivots here. So more running in place. So a little glee-ish moment based on the news, and we'll just have to see where it goes from here. Right? Unfilled gap, does it hang up there? Now, what pattern would be ideal? At least well, earlier in the week, I was like, I'd like to see it come down here. That would be ideal. So unless something shocking comes out, that seems like that's not going to happen at this point. Well, what we need to happen, right, to really be a little bit more aggressive on directionals would be a correction bar. Well, what's a correction bar, Greg? Well, you need a bar to do something like this. And it doesn't necessarily have to fill the gap, but we need a bar to break lower and come back up to the high. So it tells us that buyers feel confident, in the moment. And the moment of confidence or disconfidence, if that's a word, changes day to day. That's a picture of uncertainty, right? And it's what we're dealing with at the moment. So some kind of a correction bar would be great to have more evidence that buyers are stepping up on the dip to where we could say, hey, let's buy above a prior bar's high. That's what I do after hours, Alex, right? I sit here and I look at charts and I draw on them. I connect the dots. You remember the story. What do trend line traders do? Right, from that move, winner take all. I remember this book. I read a lot of books in the day of getting started, but this one stuck in my head. It was like, first of all, the guy kind of put a little bit of a jab in me. It was like technical analysis doesn't work. Those people using technical analysis, they're just connecting dots. They're like children. That their mother gave them the book that they created pictures by connecting dots. And I was like, you SOB. Of course it works. But now you made me think because I was drawing trend lines and looking at Fibonacci things. And I was like, maybe the guy has a point. And the more I thought about it and looked at it, I was like, you know what? This part of it is right. This connecting dot stuff is just like children connecting things, projecting lines into the future, and creating imaginary support and resistance. What a ridiculous concept. Anyway, we'll see how these things play out here today. Transports got rejected. Relatively large topping tail rejection from the high, waiting for some sideways price action. We looked at the Qs. We can look at the industrials. They got rejected. Nothing much happening there either. I'll take a quick look here. And see, there's some nice drawings, Alex. Right? Can't tell you what any of it means anymore, but because I drew it yesterday. Anyway, S&P's doing nothing, just marking time, as you can see. Marking time. Not much happening here. More of marking time. So prior day's high is resistance. Already broken the prior day's low. Go to the next day. So this is what you do, whether it's the Dow futures or something else, right? That low, that high. You're in a trading range. And look at the 65 minute, bouncing around somewhere in here. Not great. All right. Gold is up a bit. It's been correcting here. It's come down, bouncing up a little bit. Maybe starting the bottom. We'll see. Too early to tell. And silver had a good day yesterday. right? That broke out. So maybe we get a 1, 2, 3, buy the dip. Let's see what it does. Crude oil, you know, minor resistance. We talked about it earlier in the week. Weekly broke down under major support level. This is a key piece of information to see which way it's going to go. Put an alert above this high, put an alert down here. See which way things go. Yeah, that's about it. SPY marking time into resistance there. And you can see just not much going on here this morning. It's waiting for more news, earnings, of course, and SPX. Ranges have expanded a bit with yesterday's gap up, 152 points. Well, that's just a whole number. It was able to get above it for a moment yesterday, fell down below it. It's right around that number now, right? Large open interest down at 5,200, large open interest up at 55 or 54 was the large. Well, 55.20 is our number for today. And the 55 will always the whole numbers have big, larger open interest. So get above and close above 5,500 today. Not unless Trump and China say, hey, and the rest of the world say, okay, no tariffs for anybody, level playing field. No, that ain't going to happen. And so downside projection, maybe unfilled gap down here. Things I believe are going to just stay in this trading range until something of significance happens. So, pick your spot during the day. It's unlikely it's coming down here. Unlikely it's going up there. To close on either place, not without some significant news coming out. So, right, that is about it. Right. All yours, Dan.
Morning. I got my Dell laptop back, so I'm happy about that. It is so much crisper and cleaner. Hey, 1 second. So yeah, yesterday I said if we open flat, I have a bullish bias. Greg talked about the bottoming tail. If that happens into the gap, let's go right to earnings. We have a bunch of them. Alex mentioned this one, but Alex, this one, gap up, so it's up 4 bars. So that one, not crazy about. And I went through already and deleted a bunch of these. So if I don't cover one, just tell me. Well, these are a few from yesterday, actually. And XPEV, one of these EV stocks. I like the weekly. The weekly in an uptrend. Look at this beautiful entry right here. In a full rectangle. Gap to resistance. I'll see if it can pull in. Fill the gap. LDOS has earnings coming up, but this was a gap from a buy setup yesterday. HII consolidating at resistance. I got my alarm up there. Lynn, Greg mentioned an MT Live short possible call spread. I have my alarm. CSGP gap breakout has earnings though in 5 days. Does not have any weeklies, but it's bullish. Daily, weekly, monthly. Now we go to earnings. Chipotle, a lot of CEOs talking about uncertainty with tariffs, which is common sense. We knew it would happen. CMG slowing consumer, but it's way off the low. Possible put spread. LRCX, gap and resistance, put spread watch, Texan. One gap's too big. 30-minute low might even be a call spread just because today's Thursday, so we only have one day. LBS gapping down, nothing. Echo Whiskey, that I like. That's a 30-minute higher. That I like. Echo Whiskey. Put that in a window. IBM, I said gapping down, but gapping down to the 200 here. Oh no, my bad. That's 229. My bad. Okay, so ideally, it continues selling off to the 200 because it's gapping kind of in the middle of no man's land. I mean, some overlapping bars here, but that's an ugly gap and it's not bouncing pre-market. So that will be what I'm looking for there. Continued weakness and intraday reversal. KNX is a transport trucker. Gapping down yesterday. Ugly reversal, nothing. CYH 279. It's a big gap, but to resistance, I don't feel like babysitting it. ALK is a big old ugly gap. This used to be one of the strongest airlines. Look at that monthly. But now so it was a potential bottoming pattern. That's getting whacked. AAL announced. That's ugly. They said they can't give any guidance. Look at that monthly took out the prior low. And then LUV, I think, had earnings, and so earnings are airlines getting smacked today. I just had a WCN alarm go off. WCN. Okay, this what's this one earnings? I forget, but gapping over a red bar here. So that's a bullish gap. Let's watch 30-minute high. Actually, I had this alarm go off also, Polymer. I think Raoul might have given this to us yesterday, and I said it was a sloppy buy setup. But now with yesterday's close and bullish 15, I like it better now. Nice uptrend. And Raoul's now asking about do. He's saying short yesterday's low. I don't like it. And here's why. Because this is kind of a bullish new low reversal. And your 15-minute doesn't have a big target. I mean, it is a sell setup, but it's just down so much. And that's what concerns me, the reward to risk. Back to earnings. NOW is the gap's too big, but bullish as can be. Nice weekly. Well, I was going to say weekly has room to 900, but guess what? It's already almost a 900. So gap's too big. Yeah, coin, we had a put spread, as you know, now. Well, you say only watch. What setup are you thinking? It's gapping to yesterday's low. You know me, I'm not going to be pushing anything. We only have one open trade in the weekly options letter. All right, yeah, here it was WCN was earnings. That's where it is. Raymond James, no pattern. I don't see any gaps. We'll come back. Mike Charlie. Capping down, no interest. Whirlpool. Put spread. Whirlpool. Particularly for tomorrow. I think he's typically spready though. Papa India 91. Gaps too big to resistance. It's a big old gap. Maybe call spread 30-minute low. OII bullish gap. Put spread. I like that. I'm gonna put that in a window. And I mentioned Echo Whiskey, didn't I? Yeah, up here, Echo Whiskey. 74. Yeah, Echo Whiskey looks good. Pen. Now I would love this even better if it was just gapping up to like 288 to 290. It shows it gapping up here to 295, but that's a big, beautiful multi-month consolidation with a flat 20 and 50. So that looks fantastic. I have that in the middle chart here, pen. And I have FCN, the bottom chart. Beautiful bottom. I can't tell where it's gapping, but that breakdown failure, big move, consolidation, void, target 175. Bullish new low reversal weekly. That looks fantastic. See, there's a couple nice ones here. URI 623 put spread idea. I think he's usually spreading. CSL put spread. Carlisle. Orly, I know he's spreading, but over yesterday's high would be a put spread. I'm sorry, would be a buy setup. Orly, it's expensive and spready though. A sign, I don't see any prints, but if it is a gap and go, then it could be a put spread or 30-minute high. ADX, no pattern, maybe put spread if there's anything. TFII, nothing. These were earnings in the morning. Merck, big fat nothing. I saw BMY. I think I deleted it already, but yeah, BMY has gotten killed lately. CMCSA 32 bearish gap. 30-minute low, maybe short, but it's near these prior lows. So you got to be on the lookout for a new low reversal if it snaps back. PCG, I like. I have an alarm at 1758, I think. So that would be a breakout trade, negating this morning gap. FCX, nothing. KDP, I like it if it gets up here. I'll set an alarm 3575. Maybe 30-minute high if it can get through that resistance. 3575. A couple more here. XEL, I have an alarm at 7150, but nah, that would be more just a put spread. There's no good target. LHX, I like if it can negate the gap, I have an alarm at 217. It'd just be a buy setup, but it has to get over this or zero interest. That's military. A couple other militaries got whacked on earnings. Seabury, 117. Bearish gap. Below. Yeah, put spread if anything. You see, I'm not mentioning very many directionals here. Although some I got on my list. This would be a directional. If it opens flat, 30-minute high. This will look uptrend. Look at the moving averages. Red bar ignored. Consolidating in an uptrend. Sure, 30-minute high. CMS has a void. 30-minute high. Well, let me rephrase. It's not 30-minute high. It's waiting 30 minutes and then trading over the high of these two bars. STM put spread if there's anything. That's an ADR. WST possible put spread. Let's show it up here. $5, but no prints. Another one possible put spread, not directional. It's a big mess. Alley 133 put spread on a pullback. See, I don't see any prints here, so it's not liquid. Zero interest in directional. FCN I mentioned looks fantastic. And I have that on the bottom right. Oh, American Airlines turned green on bad news. You know, if this were to take out yesterday's high for some reason, definite put spread. Let me set an alarm at 962. And that's it on earnings. Are the ones that I didn't delete already. But look at CEP yesterday. Man, that's an igniting gap and go. Now I would never swing that, but look at the 15-minute chart. Gave you a beautiful entry here, but over lunch, igniting and went sideways. And wow, that thing was strong yesterday. All right, that's it on earnings. Let's take a look at the things. NVIDIA, big fat nothing. Yeah, I have ALK I'm watching, but he got smacked. Microsoft, nothing. Apple, nothing. Amazon, nothing. Nothing. Wow. I mean, these not even for put spreads. That is a nice 15-minute chart. This one has earnings after the bell, which is actually a plus in terms of a day trade because you got more people paying attention to it. I wish this was a bigger void over here. But definite day trade. All right, look, AAL is my alarm went off already. And PCG alarm, it gapped over the entry. Now it's coming in. That could be 30-minute high. I'll reset the alarm. 1770. 1770. What happened in that year, Alex? I kind of remember the history book. Something happened then. All right, AD line up and down to 780, but still positive. Lin alarm. That was Greg's watch from yesterday. Ah, so they were planning the war. I think that's what was going on. They were planning to go to war. All right, this stupid TOS now, it's saying I can't have it open on two computers, so they shut me down on one of them. So stupid. I have two computers. I want to execute off two computers. It's the same IP address. What the F? Friggin' SEC jerks. Tick 570s positive. Diamonds and IWM are doing their similar dance, like acting the same on a 5-minute chart. Same with the Qs and spiders. Similar dance on the 5-minute. Is a different IP in the same house? I thought house came from your internet provider. All right, where am I? In the call spread. There's no weeklies. But 460s, they're too spready. 5 by 8 bucks. All right. But if it closes like this, it would be a bear 1, 2, 3. It could be a short idea. All right, pen, middle chart. Gap's too big, unfortunately. FCN, lower chart. All right, this one I like. This one I like. I'm just a little iffy on the market, but this I like. Let's buy half lot 5-minute high. What's today? Thursday. Stop Tuesday's low. Shoot, Greg, I don't have to snag it on this computer now. I could snag it from my big computer. All right, you can just, man, I hate chasing earnings stocks. It's 9:33. Yeah, my alarm just went off. I'm Pelletier. Yep, my alarm just went off. Yep. Let's see, are we gonna have for a full I think I said you can add yesterday's high. Uh, no, I did not. So, yeah, you can buy half a lot yesterday's high. CELH alarm. Oh, shoot. That was turned out to be a breakout failure. All right, I moved stop to yesterday's to Tuesday's low after the gap up. Shoot. All right, so that's stopped out. Humans, I look like they're headed to the gap. Remember we had that long talk yesterday afternoon when we had our crack party? And I said my bias was if we open flat, short yesterday's low for gap fill. IONQ, yeah, I never got filled on that put spread, but it's top of the range up 3 bars. But it's a nice bottoming pattern, daily, weekly. A PCG alarm. Okay, that's the one that capped up and I reset the alarm. It's just up 3 bars. I'm not going to chase it. Yeah, Pelletier looking good. IBM new low. And what is the stop? So Tuesday's low 164. Oh, let's check FCM put spread too. Forgot about that. All right, but don't like the way it's coming in. Look anyway. Yeah, the 162.50s. There's no weeklies. 160 is too spreading. Same old, same old. I've been saying that over and over again. M looks horrible, but it's headed for the 200, but that's an igniting bar. I don't expect that 200 to do much right away. WRB, yeah. Yeah, I didn't see that one. But I like it, particularly with the 15-minute breakdown. I'll put him here. I didn't know there was a company that just makes wide range bars. That's weird. Alarm 71. Weeklies. Well, at least this one's not too spready, but no weeklies. Well, 65.95. It's still 30 cents, not 10, but I got my alarm. All right, this polymer is not, we're not in it, but I was watching it. Pen, PEN, gap's too big. Echo Whiskey, gap's too big, but let me check if there's any $70 puts. 65 by 145 and no weeklies. Q spiders, bullet. Wow, Netflix is a rip-a-rama here. Wowzer, look at that bar. Microsoft's the best 15-minute chart. Next best with the fangs, but no great pattern. Oh, one of you asked me something, Rocket Lab or KLB factory. Yeah, 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 I like it. Yeah, it's top of the range, but I think it'll go through it. This is a something something. Oh, cool. Yeah, I didn't know there was a translator button there. Yeah, but that's a bottoming pattern. I like it. I like the something something. The market's holding now. So earnings 5.8. You could buy a half lot now. Stop's a little tricky. I'd say under 1950. But it has target to 24.50, $3. I like it. I will check puts also. I'd like it better if it closed like this, of course. But $20 puts for tomorrow, 9 cents by 15. Going out to next week. Man, they're pretty. 19s are 25 by 67. So I'm gonna put an order out at 60. Tell you if I get filled. Rocket Lab. Yeah, I'm gonna wait and see if it closes like that, but I like it. All right, these other things that I wrote down, pre-market, WST, nope. Well, I'm gonna look at them on my other computer. It'll be faster, and I'll tell you if I like any. CMS, CMS. I said put spread and they trade long, but little extended. But let me check. 72.50. There's no same old, same old. 70. There's no weeklies, and the 70s are 20 by 90. Jerks, man. Hey, Alex, I sent it to you. I wrote a letter to the SIBO saying, when are you going to get zero DTEs? They said, well, we don't know about the demand yet. We're monitoring it. And I wanted to write back to say, you should be fired. You should be fired. You know why? Because that's all traders are talking about. Just Google interest of zero DTE options, and you would get thousands of articles. And this friggin' marketing chick saying, well, we're monitoring the demand. Totally be fired, idiot. Alex, Sam, are you kidding me? You don't think the marketing department knows how to monitor demand of a new product? Come on, man. All right, CMP I'm liking here. Maybe 30-minute high. This was another earnings stock pre-market of them on my list. Pelletier ripping, nice. I never got filled on that put spread yesterday either. No weeklies here on this, but let's see if there's any juice. 35s are 10 cents by 65. I'm going to put an order out at 55. Wow, I just got an um, all right, Sam, we'll talk about it later, man. I don't want to get distracted with that. It's so freaking easy. So I just don't, we'll talk later. All right, Pelletier's ripping, CMP I like. Um, again, Greg, half lot here, CMT? Ascending triangle breakout.
Well, utilities don't look like much of anything, but I don't know. Maybe there's something special about that one. I mean, it's not a big mover. You think you're gonna collect yield or whatever.
Heck no, just a trade. Stopped yesterday's low.
Mm, Do it what you want. Looks like a slug to me. I mean, it doesn't mean it won't go up. It's just kind of slow and choppy. It's not bad. It's just not something I would trade.
We push this on. My take at the top of the hour. Google's legal struggles continue. The Department of Justice wants them to sell off different parts of the company. Master Allworth has all the fireworks from the courthouse in DC next.
All right. I'm just going through. Rankin, why do you say no volume? That's 240,000 in 20 minutes. It's pinned, gap's too big. Echo whiskey, there's no premium. Alaska Airline took out those prior lows, but it's WCN, Gap and Crap, you're gone. Whirlpool, a big mess, you're gone. Papa India, Gap's too big. Oh, Papa India, I think I said possible call spread. 30-minute low because of excessive gap. Yeah, Papa India call spread. Let me check juice bar. And the 91s, there's no weeklies and spreading. Same old, same old. Rig team. It's at that prior high, but it is trying to bottom. I checked the others, in the sector. I know QBTS. Don, I know you like QBTS with, better retest pattern. And I like the bear sandwich on the weekly. I just don't like the entry here, but yeah, check them all, Thomas. I will later. Just curious, ALK. What the juice is for tomorrow. No weeklies, come on, man. Wow, but they are juicy. For the month of 37 and a half. Or 95 cents. Wow, I'm gonna sell some 35s for 55 cents. Oh, nothing. Hey, okay. I mean, what's the other one? LUV was the other one. Big old friggin' mess. Mariana is watching yesterday. I actually sold puts on this. But they said no. Marriott's the only one that had weeklies. RCL, if there's any juice at 190 for next week. 90s. Yeah. Wow, earnings. Shoot. Yeah, there's very nice juice. CCL. See if there's any juice at 1750. $30 by 31. I think that. I'm gonna sell some 17s for 20 cents.
She joins us now from the forecast in DC. I'm asked, which parts of
Bill,
does the DOJ want them to sell?
IBM, I see Perkin on fire. Hey, that 200 MA did do some magic. I was wrong. I said I didn't think it would do anything because it was coming down in such an ugly manner. Wow. 1 DTE, 222.50s. 80, wow, 85 by $1. That's good premium. I'm gonna do the 220s. And make it as 55 cents and then look to add.
Testified failed deal with phone makers to have their apps installed on the phone. Those are similar to deals that we would have with phone makers like Samsung.
This is a sign. It's ugly.
Saying phone operators didn't want that tech giant.
Oh, I gave it up. I'm just deleting some of these watch list items. LA checks, forget about it.
Meantime, so yeah.
AP, nope, was a bear gap, you're gone. CMP, still moving.
Microsoft take a big build TripAdvisor and yeah, and we're gonna get more search engine executives testifying today. Big
Check. DHS Secretary Jack Wood will be coming up on the administration's plan to speed
Well,
deportations.
yeah. Yeah, it's bottoming pattern 2050. Unless you never got filled. See if we can adjust it to the 21s, maybe. $21.19, $2 wide was 28 cents. 21, yeah, I ain't bad. Yeah, let me adjust that. Hey, Robert.
From moving its storage until May 15th, and G1 Talk is America's #1 marketing company. But if you're
21.19.
Something goes wrong. It's not hard to switch it. It's not your everyday problem, but don't pay everything.
This will be an adjustment to yesterday. These are straight up, man. Today they sliced through that 15-minute breakdown yesterday where we were having that crack party. So I said, I mean, I was overall bullish, but I was bearish into the gap fill if we took out yesterday's low. But guess what? We did not take out yesterday's low. So I'm still in the bullish camp here myself. Here. That pen is giving it up. All right, Pelletier, we never got filled, so I gotta cancel that. ILNQ. Didn't get filled. That's another bottoming pattern. Shoot. Big old void. I had my orders out all day yesterday. Norman, I'm not sure what you mean. I'm talking about trades all day long. I'm answering questions on trades. I'm talking about actual trades. I'm talking about trade watches. I'm talking about all kinds of things. All right, I just talking about trading. I just got filled on something because I heard the bell go off. Ah, my Restoration Warehouse. RH. I sold these for $1 on Tuesday. Do y'all remember that? I'm like, what the heck is this so high for? When I just covered them at a nickel. So Sam, quick, what percent of max profit is that? I'm in Uber right now. Alex, can I ask you a question? Two of them. Is Norman trading from an Uber vehicle right now? Or is he long the stock? Which one is it? Maybe it's both. I'm in the Uber right now. Yeah, Norman, we capitalize on all symbols just so we know you're talking about a stock. I liked how it broke through stage one, but on the daily chart, yeah, daily, there's no zero swing pattern. But for a day trade, sure, using the pre-market, you gotta, whenever, you got a big old bar, you're gonna have an intraday void. So that's fine. It's not my style because I'd rather trade strength where the daily supports the bias, but that's me. So you can see the stocks that I've been mentioning here today that I think are better, like Pelletier we're in. Palmer, still slopping around. And you always got to check the cousin, so that would be Lyft. Lyft has, well, can't say it's stronger because it's on a downtrend, but Lyft has a bigger void, and it's not as nasty of a bar yesterday. CRWV, we have a put spread 33.5, 30. Oh, it got spreading. 15 cents. I already moved the stop to yesterday's low. Closed half at 15, bid 5 cents. Okay, so that's 10 cents now, the midpoint. Focus set new alarms. CRWB. 43.80. PBGW. All right, our trail stop is yesterday's low. Just let it play out. Diamonds. T-Tech. T-Tech you can add yesterday's time. Pelletier still strong. IBM's actually 15-minute working on a little Limber's head and shoulder. Well, take that back. Has to go sideways. And the 5 and 15-minute Qs have not traded under prior bars low. Straight up. Yeah, you all like how China is calling Trump's bluff, saying, F you. We got no negotiations going on. If you want to play nice, then remove them all. Remember that Microsoft I said was the second best bang after Netflix? On the 15, that kept going. Oh, that FCN, darn it, that's FCN. We did a half lot. That's why I broke my own rule. You gotta wait for a 5-minute high. All right. Yeah, that's a fair assumption, I think. Yeah.